Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and this is number 3 of our junk mail envelope or junk mail series. So today what we're going to do is use this little envelope, or I say little envelope, it's a regular size, I think number 10 envelope. We're going to use this, and we're going to use this CVS medicine bag, and we're going to make some ephemera for our journals. Now all I'm going to use on mine is just some of my scraps. This is what I keep my scraps in, my little scraps, and I'm just going to dig in here and grab out some scraps to cover this with. And what we're going to make, this is going to be a little fold over notebook that's going to have 2 pockets in it and then a little tuck pocket in the flap here. So I have just folded it there, and I'll tell you about where I have folded that. I folded it at 3.5, and then I just left a little bit of room between this fold and here so that I could fold that over, and I could still put some things in there and it wouldn't be too close. I could still fold it good. So it doesn't matter what size envelope you got, doesn't have to be the size of mine. Just do a 3-fold and let this last one be small, because this is going to be your little closure flap. Okay. Now the first thing that we're going to do is glue this right here down, because I don't need this open, but I'm only going to put glue right at the top here, not down in here, because that's going to be part of a pocket. So you only want to put glue right at the top. So there we go, we got that glued down. Now I'm going to find some paper to cover these pieces with. It can be whatever paper you have in your stash. Okay, I have pulled a little variety out here, and I think we'll use this. I'm going to use this one, I think, for the front, and then I can decorate it up a little bit. So I am just going to mark this, oops, where I need to cut it. And we'll put that down right there, and then we'll put some embellishments on it since that's kind of plain. And then on the inside here, I think I might go with some of this music paper. Nope, I don't want to do that one. Let's see. Let me find another scrap. Okay, believe it or not, a lot of my scraps are too small for this. A lot of my bigger scraps I use quite often, so I don't have a lot of smaller scraps. Let's see. I'm going to even that up at the top first. Okay. Alright, so that one will go there. This one, hopefully, it's a little short. Not going to go there. And that one is not wide enough. See, I'm telling you, I use a ton of my bigger scraps when I am doing videos and making journals. I think, let's see what that will look like with our front cover. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm going to put this little piece of scrap on the right here. Now let's put a scrap on the inside. I think I'll just use a piece of this since this is going to be on the inside. We don't really have to put a different color paper if we don't want to. Okay, and then I think we like this one right here, and we'll have all of our little pieces and parts done. Let's see, I may come in with a scrap of this. Yeah, this is some that we had left over from yesterday, so, or the last video, not necessarily yesterday. I am filming ahead, so I don't exactly know when this video will go up. Okay. Okay, now let's do some inking, and we will put these down. Now, first off, I'm going to ink my envelope. This is a tea-dyed envelope that's one of you guys sent me, and I wanted to use it because it is already a little bit brown, so if I miss some spots, I don't have to worry about any white showing. But you could use any envelope you have. This just happened to be laying on my desk, so I grabbed it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing. I'm just going to use my art glitter glue because this paper that I'm gluing down is not a digital. It's a scrapbook paper, or it came from a 12 by 12 pad. So it's pretty thick. It's thick enough to use glue on. Okay. So there is that piece. Let's see, which piece did we decide here? This one? Yeah. And I'm going to ink all of my pieces up. I just think that'll make it look better. Okay. And this one will go here. These are all from different paper pads, but that doesn't matter. Inking them up helps them kind of blend all together. Just kind of pull the same colors in, because, you know, we've got some browns in here, so it's going to work. Okay, and then this one goes here. All right, and then we've got this one for here. I think that's the right way up. Whoops. Trying to move it, and I moved it, didn't I? I moved it way too far. Okay, so that is that. That one fold, that fold. I'm going to go ahead and cover the back on this one just because I think this is going to be a piece that we tuck in the pocket. So that way we'll have the back covered. And if we don't decide to tuck it in a pocket, we can just, I mean, it'll be covered, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, too short that way. I was trying to keep from having to cut, as you've seen, but I think I'm going to have to cut anyway. That's okay. Wouldn't it be nice if, while you're crafting, you just had somebody sitting and cutting all your pieces for you? Then you could just craft fast and all day long. I have no idea which way's up and which way's down, but that looks pretty good right there, and that's the way we're going to do it. Okay, so then we've got this little notebook, I guess you could call it, or a little folio, wallet, whatever you want to call it. Now, on mine, I was going to put a piece of Velcro, but then when I looked in my stash, I realized that I only had the backings for Velcro. So I have got to get some more Velcro. Let me see if I have anything right here. I don't think I do. No, those are not backings. Yeah, I only have, I have this Velcro piece. It's kind of long. I may be able to cut it and use it. It's a really thick one, though. I really don't want to use it, but I don't have any more right now. I didn't know I was so close to being out. But you could use a magnet, any kind of anything that you want. Just whew, getting the backing off of that is horrible. Okay, I'm going to cut it in half again because I really don't need a piece that big. And I'm just going to stick it right there. And then we'll try our best to take the backing off of this other side. I'm telling you, this backing is stuck on there forever. There we go. So then we'll just close that over. There we go. Now we have our little closure on there, so that'll work. And now for the inside, we want to do something in here, and I want to cut these open just a tiny bit. I'm just going to cut a little sliver off so I can have some pockets there. So just a sliver there. And a little sliver here. And then I want to cut a little sliver here because I'm going to have a little pocket that tucks in that way too. There we go. Make sure all of them opened up. That one did. And those did. Okay. Now, down in here, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just at the top. Not going to worry about going all the way down. That will just keep that glue together so that our tags don't slide back and forth. And then I am not going to put pull in these. I'm just going to put a tag that has a little pull at the top of it. So like we would, if we put this one down in there as a tag, then we would, at the top, we just put a little pull on it. That way you know that there's a tag there. Now on this one right here, this is going to kind of a little bit gape open like that because of us having the closure there. So I am going to put a little bit of paper in there just to kind of cover that. I'm just going to cut a piece and slide it down in there. And you could leave this one closed if you want to and not put a pocket there. I just thought that it'd be fun to have another pocket there. Okay, I left a little bit of that sticking out, so we're just going to trim that off. And then add a little bit of glue back to glue. This is ink, Edith. A little bit of ink back to it. There we go. Now if it does gape open, like if you've got a tag in there, it's going to be covered with paper. So not to worry about that part. Okay, I have changed my mind. I think on this piece right here, I'm going to leave it closed. So I'm just going to close it back up. I've changed my mind in midstream. I didn't really like how that was looking. I want it to look more like a flap, closure flap and not a pocket. So just closed it back up. So don't put a pocket here if you don't want one. I think you'll be like me. You'll be looking at it and going, I don't think I want a pocket there after all. But we do have 2 pockets up here, and we want to make tags for those. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do for the inside. Okay, for the inside, we are going to take this piece of tea-dyed paper, and I'm going to cut it about right there, all the way down. I guess I could just tear it. I hope I can. We'll see. If I line it up on my grid, maybe I can. Okay. That did well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of an accordion fold there. And I'm just going to put a little mark and fold it at that mark. That'll be easier for me. No measurements. And then we'll fold it back. And then fold it back the other way. Like that. So we've got a little accordion fold there. It'll open out like that, and I think I'm going to glue this little piece down on this side, and then, let's see, nope, down on this side. Like, glue it down like that, and then this will open out like this, and it'll open out like this. So you'll be able to have journaling room on both sides. Now I'm going to ink this up a little bit, just so it'll look a little bit more distressed. But first I'm going to make sure that I've got it folded right. So it's just a little accordion fold in there where you can have all kinds of journaling space. Okay. Now let's see. I do think I might want it to open out this way. So I think I'm going to glue this little piece on this side. So all we're going to do is put some glue right here. Then we're just going to center that up and press that down. And then you still have this little page back there. So you could also add a little tiny pocket right here if you wanted to. Let's see if we have just a little piece of paper that would work with that. Tell you what, let's grab a piece of vellum. Let's just use a little piece of vellum on this, and that way we won't cover up all of that writing. It'll kind of show through. Kind of, sort of. And I think you guys found these vellum pads yesterday, because I think they're sold out. There may be one left. I don't remember. I looked a little bit this morning, but I didn't look at everything. Yeah, and then we'll still see that writing through there, so that's what we'll do. Oh, I almost used the wrong glue. Did you see me? So then we can put a little tag in there. And it's not glued down well yet. I'm just kind of trying to decide about what size. I think it'll be about that size, but I'm going to look in those tags that I got gifted to me and see what we have first before I cut into any more paper. Alright, I got a ton of these tags gifted to me. So we're going to see if any of these will work before we cut into anything. And I think I see a couple right there that's going to work on the inside. Oh yeah, that's going to be cute. Put that one there. That one there. Ooh, I got two. And put that one with the stamp on there. And then, let's see. I don't know. I think that's going to be too tall for that. And these were in some Happy Mail that I showed a few days ago. You can go back and look at that if you want to know who sent them. Because you know I cannot remember. My mind goes blank after a day or so. I think all of these are going to be too tall. Yeah, we'll probably have to make a tag for these, and that's okay. We can actually make one. So I'm just going to cut this off right at the top of that, because I just want to put a pull there. I just want the pull to show and nothing else. Sorry about all the crinkling and all that, which I like that sound, but some people don't. And I'm going to cut another one just like that one. Okay. Then I'm going to cut these into a tag shape, and I'm just going to use my little template here. Oops, I think I actually cut the template on that one. A little bit heavy-handed on those scissors. Okay, now these have got where you can write on the back of them, so I'm not going to back them with anything. I am just going to use them, mainly they're going to be used like journaling cards, but it's just more room in here. But it's just a little bit more space in here. So let's make sure they fit first, and then we'll put our topper on there. Yep, that one does. Now we'll pull them out and put a little topper on them so that we can have something to pull them in and out with. And I'm just going to grab one of these that I got gifted to me. I love these green ones right here. They seem to work well with that. Let's see. We might use a different one on that one. Yeah, we'll use that one. Alright, so I have just put some string that I had come on a package actually, and I just put some string in those little pieces. I've got my little tabs on my tags here, and they just stick out right at the top, so that's good. And now I need to do a little bit of embellishing, and I just pulled out some blue flowers, our washi flowers, and I thought that would go really good with that blue over here. So we're going to put those on there, and right there, I think. Just want to make sure I keep them out enough that they'll show once you close that little flap. Yes, they show good. Then, let's see. I have this little tab, and I thought I'd put it up there at the top. And this is a Tracy Fox. It's out of her, I think it's just random numbers, labels, something like that. Really doesn't even have a number on it that I can see. It's just a little squiggly. But it's got some of that same blue in it. So I thought that would look cute right there. Let's see, is that too big? No, that'll work. So put that down. Right there. And then I have this, and this came out of a collection from Hello Susan on Etsy. I just trimmed it out, and I'm thinking I'll put it right here on the front. I'm going to see what it looks like. Yeah, I like that. Trying to decide if I want anything behind it. I think I might want a piece of book page. Just scrapbook page. And this is a very, very old book page. And I'm going to bring it down like a little bit at an angle like that. And then we'll put this across it. So I'm just going to trim this bottom straight as I can. We'll ink this up. Sometimes it just calls for layers, you know. Or at least it does in my eyes anyway. Everybody may not agree with that, and that's okay. If you don't want layers on yours, then you just put whatever you want on there. That's why I always say, you do you and I do me. There are so many different ways to do your crafts. And I've heard so many people lately, and I'm going to come and find you guys and give you all a spanking if I hear it again. Hear so many people say, oh, I can't craft like you do. I can't craft like so-and-so does. I can't craft like that. Yes, you can. You don't have, but I don't want you to craft like me. I want you to craft like you. I want you to do your thing. If you do what I do, you're not going to be happy because you're going to be doing the same thing that I'm doing, and that could get very boring. You need to do your own thing. You can, just like I do, I reproduce some things that some people make, but don't try to do the same thing that I do because that wouldn't make you happy. You got to do things that make you happy. And I don't think it would make you happy if you did the exact same thing that I did. I think I'm going to put this stamp up there. This is just a vintage stamp that I bought off of Etsy. And I just looked up vintage stamps. I don't know who I bought them from. Couldn't even tell you. But that's just a little kick in the pants. You guys do you. Okay. So there is that. I like that. I like that. Now, is there anything else that we need to do to it? We've got that there. Got that there. I don't think I want anything here unless it's just really flat, because this needs to close well. So the only thing we'd need to put here is something real flat, and I may not even look for anything. Let's see. No, I think I'm going to leave that blank. I can always put something there later. Here, this is good enough. I don't want anything else there. I don't want anything there. So I think that is finished. So that's just a quick and easy little, I would call it a mini folio with a Z-fold insert that you can journal on. But that is that one. Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to lay that on the side. Let's go ahead and do this. This will be challenging because I've not done one of these before. But I thought what I would do, first off, I want to cut this top off and cut it a little bit straighter. Like that. Wow, I did actually got it a little bit straighter. And then I want to open up this bottom part and make it a double stack pocket. Make sure I got it open. Yep. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is close up this gusset on the side because I don't want to gusset in the big pocket. So I'm just going to run some glue down through here and close that up. You don't have to do this. You can do it whatever way that you want to, but this works better for me, I think. Not that I have made one of these before, but I just don't want it to open up on me. Okay. Alright, we got that closed up. Alright, that's the way it's going to fold, and I've just left a little bit at the top here and then some here. Now, let's see. Now, what do we want to close off? What do we want to cover this with? It's going to need to be a pretty good paper because this is, it has all that red writing on it. So let me look at my stash and see what I have. Okay, I have found this beautiful paper just in my stash with that bird on it, and I love that. So I think I'm going to use that. I'm going to mark where I need to cut it off. Let's see. I was trying to think if I wanted to try to wrap it, but this paper is very, very thick. So I don't think I'm going to try to wrap it around. I don't think it would work, but we can put some lace on any places that are still showing some of that. We can put lace on. Let me move some things out of my way. I start crafting and I get myself all tied in knots here. Get everything out on my desk. Gotta be on my desk. It can't be up in the cabinet. Yeah, that'll work. Now see this fold, it's gonna have that red in it, but what I'm gonna do is put a little piece of lace there. And we will trim it off this way. And I am going just as wide as it is, as the paper is here. I'm going just as wide as the little bag because I don't want any of the bag showing that I can help. And if it does, I can ink it, but, you know, it's better if I can. Oh, look, the little bird. That's cute. Okay, I'm going to ink this, even though I'll probably ink it again. I'm going to ink it right now before I put it on here. So now you know not to throw away those little bags that all your medicine comes in. And you know, we get plenty of these bags each month. My hubby and I do. Me, not so many, but him, a lot. Because he takes all the heart medicine and kidney medicine and everything else, so he gets lots and lots of bags. So now I'll have to have him save all of them for me. And then he will look at me and raise those eyebrows like, what in the world are you going to do next? Okay. And I just have a tiny bit of that white showing, and I will go around and ink that up. That's no problem. Now on this one, I am actually going to glue the sides of this together and make it a 3 pocket. So I'm not going to have to put paper all the way down in here, but I am going to have to put some about that deep, about that far down. So I'm just going to put a piece of this there. And I think that will be good enough. So I keep calling this series something different every time I announce it. I can't get in my mind what exactly it needs to be called. So maybe by the time this airs, I'll have it named something that it needs to be named. Because it's not really all envelopes since we're doing this. So there's lots of different names that we could go for. But we'll figure it out between now and the time this airs. And actually, when this airs, we will be out of town with our kids. They've got singing engagements for 10 days in the Smoky Mountains, so up in Tennessee. Well, I think, yeah, Tennessee and maybe North Carolina. I can't remember. But we're going to go with them on this trip and just kind of let it be a little vacation. So we will actually be out of town when all this airs. I think that's cute. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut my pulls in the top of this, because if I don't, I will forget about it. Let's see. I'm going to punch it all the way through all of the paper, or all of the bag. There's that one. Now let's see if we can get this one even with that one. Well, pretty close. Okay, now we'll ink this. Oops, there's a part of the bag coming apart. Another part coming apart. That's okay. All of your little pieces coming out of there. Now this is going to glue down on a page, so I'm not going to worry about covering the back. So that basically is all that you have to cover. I am just going to make sure that I get all of this glued together well. The better you glue this, the less you're going to see white in there. And I think I will stitch down through here. I just think that's going to hold it a little bit better, and it'll look better too. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to run a little stitch down through here, across the bottom and back up, and then we'll make some tags for these pockets. Okay, so there it is, all stitched up. Can't tell that used to be a CBS bag, can you? Now right here on this, I didn't back stitch, so I'm gonna just tie these strings. If you forget to back stitch, just make a knot in your strings before you cut them off. That will work just as well. And then over here I'm going to do the same. I was concerned about my needle and the glue because I got to thinking, oh shoot, I actually put that glue right on there and then went straight to the sewing machine. So, but it worked out okay. All right, we need to make 2 large tags for that, or if we have some large tags right here, we might be able to use them. Don't think I do. That one might work. Let's see. I like to use what's already made if I can, but if we can't, then we can't. Okay. I'm not finding any in there. Let's see if this is the right size tag. I think it could be a little bit wider than that, can it? So let's just measure up, I guess. I'm gonna have to measure, Edith. Oh. All right, this is 4 1/4, so we need to make it at 4 inches, and then I just want that one to come about there, so I'm going to make it at 5, so 4 by 5, and then this one would need to be 4 by, oh, we can make it 4 by 6, so 4 by 5 and 4 by 6. That's not going to be a hard one. And I think I will make this my tags, because look how pretty. And on the back you can write on that. But I'm going to go from this side. I'm going to save that other little bird there. So let's do 4. So 4 wide. And one more 4 wide. Alright, and I got my little bird. And then this one needs to be 6. Another good scrap. And this one needs to be 5. Okay. Right. We have those. So let's make sure they fit. Now, truthfully, we could make another tag for this because we have a pocket here. Let me make sure that I get it opened. Uh-oh. That might be too narrow. I mean, too wide. I think I'm going to have to cut them down just a hair. So let's cut them down a hair before we go any further. So let's make them 3 3/4 maybe. Okay, some nice little strips. See, I can't throw away anything. Brr. All right, let's try this one first. Now, these do have those, and I'll show you what's catching. These little pieces on the inside, if you want to glue those down, that would probably help and keep that tag from catching on them. I may glue mine down in a minute. Right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. And what I was saying is you actually have 2 places for the tags here. You have a little place in the back, and then you have another place right in here for another tag if you want to. But I think I'm just going to do 2 tags. For now, I'm just going to do 2 tags. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these into a tag shape. And I do have, I guess I'll just use this. CVS junk into pretty pockets and tags. There we go. Oh, look at that. See, I don't want to do the back side of these, but I'm going to, because we've got the front side on there, and these little birds will be pretty. Okay, I'm not going to worry about inking the back of it right now. I'm going to put a pull on both of them. And I think I'll just punch a little pull out of here, and then I don't even have to look for one. It's a little scrap. And I know that someone's going to ask. I do not know where you can get this punch. It's an old Stamp It Up punch. It's been retired many, many years. I wish they would bring it back. There's so many people that want it. They could make a killing selling those things. But for some reason they won't, and I don't know why. But anyway, I don't know where you can get one. Don't have a clue. Don't even know if it's possible to get one. And if you do, you're probably going to have to pay an arm and a leg for it. I've had mine for probably 25 years, so. I got it from Melina when she was doing Stamp It Up. And she forgot to get her one, and so she doesn't even have one. She comes and borrows mine. Okay, so let's put this on there. I've got something on the bottom of my glue. There we go. Okay. Get down in there now. You went in there a minute ago, so go in there now. All right, there are our 2 tags in our pocket. I think that is so cute. I want to put a label on this. I do want to do that because I think it's calling for a label. So let's see. Don't think we have any labels about birds that I know of. Have this little label that says nature. It's a little bit different color green than that though, and that's the only green one I have left. Okay, let's just put that one on there. It doesn't say anything about a bird, but we'll go with it. It actually says Flora. These again are Tracy Fox labels. Love Junk Journals on Etsy. And I have just typed in Tracy Fox and found her that way too. Okay, so that is it. All right, let's pull this little guy back over. So that's what we made out of junk mail today, because this was a junk mail envelope. This was a junk mail CVS medicine bag. So, all right, guys, that is it for part 3 of our series. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.